Okay, first things first, you open the door and you'll see a lot of levers. Let's go over them. This is your emergency brake. These are your directionals, left and right. And this is the ride height control. Now, basically you can go move it up and down to clear some things, or if you want to have a smoother ride, you can adjust it based on what you're comfortable with. You have 3 pedals inside. You have the clutch, the brake, that chrome arm is your gas pedal, and that button is your start button. That is basically you push it on with your foot, and with your heel you pump the gas. We'll definitely show you how to do that. You have a 3-speed transmission. This transmission is basically you put it in the front for reverse, then back for first, up and right to second, and then third is all the way straight back. Of course, we're going to go over that too. You have glove compartment, your choke, your speedometer, your oil gauge, your gas gauge, amp, and your clock, and of course your key. These vents are there just to basically vent the car. That's your old-fashioned air conditioning. And you will see a lever right here. This actually controls the air conditioning from the front. Now, it's not air conditioning per se, but it is a breather. If you pay attention to right here, and I move the lever, that is closed. You push on the lever, it'll open. Okay? And then you have your wipers. That's to click it on and off. You have your wings. This is what they call the wings. You can move them. I would suggest not because they are made to basically put the air right to you so you don't get hot. And then you have the on and off switch for your spotlight. And these, of course, are your releases for the top. One over there and one here. And the top goes all the way back. And of course, in California, you'll be doing that a lot. Now, also, you have a compartment here with a key. Now, usually we keep all the papers, registration, all the other stuff that you would need while you're driving. Also, you can put in everything such as wax, spray-on wax, cloth, everything that you need for car shows. Over here, those lights are for dome lights. Of course, because you don't have a top, you have dome lights on either side. Once you open that door, the lights will go on. These are your kickstands for comfort for the person in the back. They actually, if you don't like them, you can pull and they would hide. Most people like them, so you put them back. And of course your seating is normal. And let's go from the outside. This is your trunk from now on. Inside of it, of course, we're going to look inside. You'll see all the windows and all the plastic that needs to protect you from the rain. Now, of course, being in California, that's not going to happen a lot. However, these basically have never been used. However, they're very simple. They are just snap-on, as you can see here. Very simple to put in. And of course, they're different sizes, so you'll see right away that where they belong. These are your spares. They're locked, of course, but be careful, please. They're very heavy. But you'll get a key to unlock them, and you can pull them one out if need to be, God forbid. And of course, now to change the wheel, you unscrew this and you'll have a nut inside. Of course, this car comes with its own tools, so you'll see that there is almost like a crowbar that you can put in and pull it out. And of course, you need to jack the car up. Again, you have a glove compartment here also, and you have different levers for heat, which you're not probably going to need, and of course for lights and spotlight, all the way down those two, the small ones. Your windshield moves in and out by these levers. You turn to loosen them up, put it back in, or put it back up for just ventilation. These are your trophies, very important trophies, your AACA and the CCCA. Your battery is on the driver's side container. It's inside and it's locked, as you can see. And this is a 6-volt system, just in case if you'd like to change the battery. This is a pilot light. This moves with the steering, just like you have a BMW. It moves back and forth based on your steering. This is your horn. And of course, the most important thing on this car is this piece. Please do not lose this piece. This piece is ultra rare. This belongs to the car and it's original. It's not an aftermarket. It's pretty heavy, and that's a rare option for Packards. So it's very important to have this. If most of my clients make replicas of them, when they go to car shows, they replace the real one with the replica, just to be safe. Of course, you have another compartment right here. That's where your tools would be. That's on the driver's side. Now let's take a look at the engine. Can you help me just pop it up? Now I'm going to show you also where you can see the oil gauge. Of course, it's not in your dashboard. And where to put oil if it needs. Very basic engine. You have the distributor. You have the spark plugs. You have 8 of them. And then you have your oil filler, which you can just pull, and it has a filter. And then you can put it back and it locks. And then of course, this is your oil gauge. As you can tell, it's full. And then once it reaches halfway, it'll say refill. And if full, of course, you don't want to make it empty, but it is on. Once it gets empty, I would suggest not to run the car until you have oil in the car. That's more important for it. Again, this car is 80 years old, so you really have to baby it just like you do as a baby. All right, and that's all you need to know about the engine. Anything else, I would suggest you go to a mechanic. These are basic engines. Anybody could work on it. However, I would suggest you basically call SMI Auto Brokers. We'll suggest a mechanic that actually specializes in these cars. That way you won't have any problems in the future. Now, let's do this. We're gonna try and go over the starting methods. Okay? Now, before you start, you need to have these levers down. This is for your headlights. You move up, all the way up. This is parking lights and off. This is your throttle control. However, you have a pedal here and you have a throttle here. Basically, it's like a cruise control. You are cruising, let's say, you put your leg on the lever, and now what you could do, since it's an open road, you actually pull it on 3 o'clock, and it will probably give you about 2,500 RPMs, which you'll cruise very comfortably, and you could let go of your foot. Warning, when you put your foot on the brakes just in case, because this, unlike new cars, will not release once you press the brakes. You need to actually remember that this is on. So I would suggest use the pedal as you use a normal car. Once you get comfortable, then you could use this, so you know to actually put it down, press the brakes, or both at the same time. Okay, so let's go over. Let me get inside. Okay. 3 things must be done when basically starting the car. Key first. Choke halfway. I'd like to actually put the lever control at 3 o'clock, just in case. And then, with your tiptoe, press on this button and the car will start. Now, this is not a push button as electric, it says manual. So you have to keep your foot down until the car catches. However, do not exceed more than 10 seconds at a time, or you'll burn your starter out. This lever, right here, this is your, if you're a smoker, it does have a lighter. Yes, I know. And of course, this is your amps for your voltage. Again, this is a 6-volt system, so if you have to have a new battery, you just ask them you need a 6-volt battery, just like a motorcycle. All right, and that's it. So key, choke halfway out, lever 3 o'clock, press the button until it turns over, let go once it turns over, let it run for about a minute, and then you lower this lever very slowly, because once you lower it very fast, it'll stall on you. Again, this is mechanical, so you lower it very slowly. Now, this car is super quiet. It will sound like it's stalling, but it's not. Once it's nice and warm, of course, California weather, it will keep running. Okay? And of course, if you have any questions, please let us know. And that's it.